Desi said, "You know this is a dangerous place, right? Pretty little thing like you out here all alone. You might get grabbed by Sinking Suzie." They weren't tracks, they were footprints. Very small footprints.
Oh, like one of a boy with a nugget head.
Yeah, little nugget footies.
Little nugget prints. Kim Polite graffiti. Not like, your mum's dirtier than this house.
Yeah.
Uninhabitable fuckers. Welcome to episode 67 of Ghost Huns. That. I was so uncomfortable. You made eye contact with me and everything.
Sorry,
I hate the eye contact. I hate the eye contact. It really scares me.
Yeah, you need to get over that.
First and foremost, I'm ill.
Yeah, she's an unwell bitch.
As per usual.
So what's the lurgy this time,
So
dear?
it's the common cold that I've diagnosed myself
Which
with.
I said earlier, Hannah puts the common in common cold.
Yeah, it was hilarious. So I've got the common cold. I've also got an ear infection. I think this all stems from swimming in the winter time.
This is a lesson that exercise actually
kills you.
Isn't that good for you?
It's horrific.
You've heard
it's
it
horrific.
Here first.
It's horrific.
It's overrated.
It's horrific. I've just been going through my photos. There's a talking point. I've been going through my photos.
I love a talking point.
Yeah, I've been going through my photos, and Freddie, my nephew, consistently takes photos of things while he's fanning around with my phone. But they're quite jarring because some of them are like I don't know why this freaks me out, but they're like the arms of the sofa and the sofa, and it looks a bit like an arse sometimes. So I think I've taken a sexy photo. And I'm like, oh God.
Oh, yeah,
And then I've remembered that actually it's not me, it's Freddie. I can't actually find one now, but it's very jarring. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, oh, what is that? What is that?
And it's a bit of leather tan
and it's just
sofa.
Exactly, yeah. And I'm like, oh my God,
and
is
you're
that?
like, have you thereby vogued your ass?
Yes, exactly.
Taken a selfie, yeah.
Right. Just something it's quite jarring. Anyway, how are you?
Well, I don't know if my Greece holiday's going to happen.
What?
Yeah, so one of the girls dropped out, but in a very cryptic way. She just went, "I'm so sorry for the late notice, I can't." And I think it might be like some bad news or something. So a part of me is like, I can't. And both of the girls who I'm going with are on holiday now, but it's like a whole family thing. So I don't really know what's going on.
But surely you can go without her.
Well, the Airbnb I cannot afford if it's just me and the other girl.
Right, come to Naples. Yeah. Come to Nipples.
Come to Nipples.
Come to Nipples. Also,
I thought you'd never
there
ask.
are some very haunted places in Naples, so we could make it a working
They're
holiday.
just churches, aren't they?
No.
Oh.
No. No. Come to Nipples.
Yeah.
Come to Nipples. You must.
Well,
because also we're not coupley couples.
No, well, the other girl I'm going with might still want the holiday, but somewhere else and maybe somewhere cheaper. But I think she's already paid for the Airbnb, so I'm like, ooh. The other woman who cancels got to pay for it then? No, listen, I don't really know what's going on. I'm just saying my Greece dream.
Oh, well, we could make it Italian.
Yeah, it could be an Italian
We
dream.
could make it Italian.
Yeah.
Bring your mate. Come to Nipples.
We'll all get on the piss in Naples.
Yes.
That's
talking very
point.
sad. Talking point,
Talking point.
Another talking point.
So I did this gig the other day.
Oh, yeah.
And it was really nice because it was a Huns in the Wild moment.
Oh, lovely.
And there was one gig I did. It was like two in the same venue.
I'm so sorry. I've just sniffed. I'm sorry. I'm going to try not to do that again. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Please,
sorry.
Please, for the love of God.
Go on. Sorry. Continue.
And then I did this gig, and the one at 6 p.m. was like deathly, and then the one at 8 p.m. and I was like, just before the 8 p.m. one happened, I was like, oh, do you know what? Your heart sinks, your soul is crushed. Like, I'd given it everything and the audience were just grim. So I was like dragging my feet and I just didn't really want to, and it was like I was the only woman on the lineup and it was one of those kind of vibes. And I was just kind of like, I just want to get this over and fucking done with. And then I see this woman at the back of the room and she's like waving at me. And I was like, when you look over your shoulder, because you're like, but there's a wall behind me. Yeah. And I was like peering at her and I was like,
can't possibly be me. I have no friends.
Yeah. I was like, not I. And then she was like beckoning me over and she was like, oh my God, I'm going to do her Scottish accent.
Oh my
She's
God.
like, oh my God, Susie, blah, blah. And she was like, listen to the podcast. And then she was so lovely. She was like beautiful.
Oh, I
and
love that.
honestly, and she was there with her fiance.
What was her name?
Sandy.
So
shout out to Sandy, who was just like, oh my God. And she works on Peloton bikes.
Oh, hey, can she get us a free one?
Well, she maintains them, so she goes to rich people's houses.
Oh, Sandy, if you can
sort us out. Do we want one? I've just told you exercises over.
Do you know what? I don't want one. I'm a trend. I want what everyone else has. Yeah. I'm so easily influenced on it. That's why I ended up with that El Maquillage foundation in my basket, didn't I?
No, put it out your basket.
But then some people have said, no, it's great. And
They're
I don't.
lying.
Maybe if you use it with a primer. Anyway, that's no.
No, get it in the.
I've got something else to try. I'm very excited when I get home. But anyway. So,
but yeah, she was lovely, and she called me and you WHBs. Wonderful human beings. And I just thought Sandy's my new fave.
I was like, ho bag. Bitches.
Ho bitch.
Ho bitches. That's what I was going like, homo. And also shout out to Ash, who came along to our gig in Hammersmith. Very mediocre on my part.
Oh, I never actually,
well.
I didn't meet
You never met
Ash.
Oh, they were brilliant. Obsessed.
Oh,
gorgeous jewels.
Ash, I'm sorry I didn't meet
gorgeous jewels.
Oh, really?
Which makes me which brings me on to my other talking point.
Yeah, go on.
I would like to go and get like my full ear pierced.
Oh God.
Oh no.
Oh no. Now we can't hear you now. You've just got your headphones.
I'd like to get my full ear pierced.
What do you mean your full
like
ear?
Like loads of jewels in my ears, like rings.
Oh, like Catherine Ryan.
Is that what Catherine Ryan has?
Yeah. Now, I've got some opinions on this. I got my ear... do you remember? There was a whole episode where I was like, I'm a big girl. I got my ears pierced. And then, because I got my second ear piercing in.
Oh, yeah.
Takes fucking forever to heal up and sort itself out.
Yeah.
Imagine 7 of those cunts
Well,
in your
that's
ear.
why I want loads of... I want rings. That's what I want.
Yeah, but
I
you
want
can't
hoops.
put the...
I'm a hoopy bitch.
Yeah, but you can't get your fucking hoop in until you've got the stud in.
Oh, no, you can. You can have a ring immediately. You just have to pay a few quid more.
Well, Astrid and fucking Miu, they were like, no.
Astrid and Miu don't know what they're talking about.
Astrid and Miu are stupid
I'm going to go
bitches.
to Claire Accessories.
Yeah, go Claire.
I'm going Claire's. I bet it's only about 5 quid. I really want a few rings. I want a few, you know what I mean? I want one, right, I want a cuff.
Yeah.
I want...
No, I
want my ear to be...
I really like the ear...
Yeah, jewels.
Jewels.
I want my ear to be my new head.
Yeah.
You know, I want that to be the thing that I'm really taking. Because I just look at myself and I'm like, do you know what? Faults and, perfections aside.
Yeah.
What your ear is bare, Hannah.
Yeah.
Your ear is bare, as bare as an ass.
Ear, man.
It's like a bare ass.
Bare.
It's bare ass.
Bare. Zipper.
I found another word that was just as good as zipper, and I can't fucking remember what it is now. Was it sucker?
Sucker.
If you don't know what we're talking about, this is over on Huns After Dark. Susie's currently reading is a very nice book, which has been badly edited, but.
Yeah,
that's where that intakes
from. And it is set in America. And they have words in it like zipper
and sucker.
Sucker.
There's something. Yeah,
I was going to say about my ears though, like until I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago.
I don't know.
I would say maybe 2019. Let's call it. I hated my ears because they sticky outy.
Do they?
Yeah, I've got look.
I wouldn't say they're sticky outy.
They're big.
They're a characteristic of you.
Yeah.
You don't want to hear that about your ears.
Well, for a long time, I was going to save up to get a flat back surgery.
Flat back surgery? That sounds like something to do with your labia.
Yeah.
Trim them, love. Trim them like a fringe. If your labia's hanging low, trim it like a fringe, love.
Trim it like a fringe.
And that's not a reference to FGM. We don't agree with that here.
Okay.
I feel like I should... Ooh, look at we're treading on...
Let's get a rewind.
We're treading on thin ice. We're treading on thin ice. I'm going to sing that every time me and you say something potentially cancelable. We're treading on
We've done that so many times now that it
I know, but as long as we recognise it and we, make it obvious that that's not what we're about, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine.
But I'm not going to get them flat back now because...
Your ears, not your labia.
Well...
My ears can stay,
Listen,
but my labia, I am sick of tripping over
If
it.
there is a deal in Antalya, no, let me
If
tell you.
we're going to Istanbul and they can give me a 2-for-1,
Yeah.
I'm there.
Yeah. But yeah, I've accepted myself now, so that's nice.
Well, I had a nice compliment yesterday about my hair because I always thought I had really thin shit hair. But the hair and makeup lady at Channel 5 TV Studios said,
nice.
I have really good thick hair.
Oh my God, how was
So
Channel 5?
I'm chuffed. Yeah, it's fine. I coughed a bit.
Oh.
I had a mug, bit of a peek behind the curtain. Instead of a coffee, I had a mug of cough syrup.
This is on Jeremy
So
Vine?
I was like, and I was downing it like
dear.
nobody's business.
God.
But Adam bought me some bloody cough syrup ages ago, and I was like, great, I'll keep that for the next time.
Yeah.
I was downing it yesterday. I was like, this is not making any difference. It's natural.
Ugh.
How vile! It was literally made of thyme, so it tasted like a chicken dinner, and marshmallow root.
Oh my God, what's wrong with him?
I know, he's mental. He's mental.
Where did he find that?
But then I also went to the pharmacy
truck?
and they tried to fob me off with some honey and lemon in a bottle.
Yeah, you
for
need the strong
£4.29.
shit.
I was like, get fucked.
yeah,
Sticks
yeah.
up your arse. Anyway,
So let's crack on.
let's crack on. Shall we do a tarot?
Oh yes.
Okay, we excited. Oh yeah, sorry, we don't have them because they're in the box, but I have ordered some more, so this time next week we will do them. Oh.
What you got for us?
No, fuck, this is not good. The Fool. You feel discontent or uneasy and feel a need for a change in your life. A new direction, perhaps even an adventure. Nipples! That was like a cacophony of disaster. Can we call this episode Cacophony of Disaster, please? Jesus Christ,
okay, so
that was very funny.
To be fair, I think we're dying. No, what I think that fool means is that we do need a change in our health.
I think, yeah, something's
It's
got
about
to give.
that because it's sometimes it's not as generalised about like your life in
no,
the
you're
bigger
correct.
picture. It's
This
about
is about
today.
the pod episode, isn't it?
It's about the episode, and right now you're coughing your lung up.
Yeah, maybe need to stop that. I think it's the swimming in winter because I go out with wet hair.
Yeah, don't do that. Where do you swim?
Nuffield.
And then you go out with the wet hair into the cold.
Yeah, I just can't be asked to stick around with people rubbing the nips in my face.
Oh, that gym etiquette
And drying
really
my hair.
fucks me
It's
off.
so annoying.
Why
It's
do
like
they keep walking around naked?
They're so proud of it as well. They're so proud of it.
Oh,
like,
God.
Oh, do you know what? Like,
Put it away.
Literally flossing with a towel, leg up. They're so pleased with themselves.
They
it's
can't.
like, I don't care, but why should I be ashamed of my butt? I'm not. I don't mean you should be ashamed of it, but I don't want it in my eyeball.
I completely agree. I don't want to see.
I think it's the smugness of them.
Yeah.
Because they could turn. We've talked about this before, but they could turn to their locker and just get a job. You know?
Yeah.
It's
But
stop being
instead
smug and naked.
Yeah, but it's fanny and nip.
Yeah,
in
fanny
your
and
face.
nip and smugness.
Oh,
Get out.
Yeah, the worst.
Anyway, okay.
Okay.
It's time for optimism and major decisions. Unexpected influences. What was I just saying I was influenced by?
Maquillage.
No, the other one. Oh, Peloton.
Peloton.
Peloton. Maybe we should get a Peloton. Maybe that's what this is telling us. We should timeshare a Peloton. Because God knows I can't afford one on my own. How much are they? About $5,000?
Oh, well, I just am not interested.
No,
You got
I'm
like
not
some
really.
fucking mad bitch on a screen
I
being
wouldn't-
like, fucking work it. And
Although
I'm like,
Peloton,
I
if you
won't.
are looking for some sponsorship on a podcast, we will take one for free.
Mm.
Because apparently some of them are quite nice. I don't know. I hate riding.
Where would I fit it?
It's a really good
I have
point.
nowhere to put it.
It's time for us to ask yourself: is what I desire really the right thing for me? I desire cash, and yes, it is the right thing. For me.
Cash, fame, and hoes.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
not fame. Fame can do one, but yeah.
Are you ready for a bit more Nugget Boy?
There'd better be another fucking picture coming my way. Let me tell you that.
What do you
I want
mean?
another Nugget picture.
Well, it's a podcast, so let's not hope for that because people can't see.
Yeah, but I want to see it.
Okay, well, we have to be inclusive of our listeners,
Okay,
actually.
fine.
So, by the way, someone's wrote on YouTube or Instagram that Adam Ellis, who wrote Nugget Boy,
It's got an OnlyFans.
is a fabulous gay man, and he has OnlyFans. And that makes me love him.
Yeah, that's when
I'm like, all right, Nugget author, go on. So he's getting his feet out left, right, and centre on the interweb.
Does it though? To play devil's advocate and in all seriousness here, because if you know anything about Ghost Huns, we're a serious podcast.
Yeah.
Does it not make you just believe it a little bit more?
Why?
Because he's got an OnlyFans, so he obviously wants to find.
I thought you meant because he's gay, and I was like, Hannah, that is so rude.
Very homophobic.
Yeah,
we've both got.
You need to stop being a homophobe today, okay?
I probably shouldn't say that. Actually, cut that out, Tim, just in case my nan ever listens.
Your nan still doesn't know.
If my nan listened to this podcast, the last thing she would probably write about is that.
Do you think she A, listens, and B, doesn't know? We don't have to talk about this on the pod, do we?
No.
Okay. Cool. So let's go into Nugget Boy. Okay. He's left for Montana. Everything seemed to improve. Maybe David wouldn't follow me after all. Maybe he was tied to the house, not me. Being home felt safer, and I managed to relax a little bit. I even started browsing listings for new apartments back in New York. The last thing I wanted is to move in the middle of winter, but after the past few months, it seems like it might be worth it. It felt like there may be a way out. But after a few days, I started to feel strange again. One night, I got up to go to the bathroom, and as I stood there in the dark, I couldn't help feel like there was something moving outside of the bathroom window. The bathroom looks out onto the backyard. And it was pitch black. I could barely see anything, but it's Montana and there are animals passing through all the time. Sure enough, in the morning I found animal tracks through the snow. The next night, the same thing happened. I got up in the middle of the night and thought I saw movement in the blackness outside.
I'm so sorry. Let me just go get a drink because I'm going to cough my guts up. I'm so sorry.
Shall I just carry on the story?
Yeah, you may as well carry on with it.
No, I can't. I can't carry on the story. She's not here. Podcasting with Suzie Priest. Or as a comedian called me last night, Suzie Pierce. Don't mind it. Absolutely fine. What do I find it awkward talking alone. I've got shy. I'm so uncomfortable. I can't deal with it. What do I do? Okay, do I have any talking points? No. Oh, yes, I do actually have something to say, but now you've come back. Oh, you've ruined it.
Go on, what do you have to say?
Well, I was going to say, actually, Hannah, that looks nice. What flavour is that?
Berry, set, go.
Berry what?
Berry, set, go.
Like berry, set, go. Oh, my God.
It's, I've just come back in. Have you been talking all the way through? So we haven't got anything out.
No, I haven't. I got awkward, and then I was going to say that I've been reading an amazing Stephen King book.
Is that the one that you started reading?
Yes, in York.
In York.
So when we went to this cottage, I woke up in the morning and I was up quite early, and I was like, oh, do you know what? I'm going to make myself a cup of tea and lie on the couch. I never called it couch. I've changed. And have my tea, and then I found their little bookcase.
Excuse me. Sorry, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. It's like it's just impossible.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
No, don't you apologise. You go for it. And then I picked out the most intriguing looking book, and it was a series of short stories by Stephen King.
I love a Stephen King book.
And the first one I read in there, it was called The Langoliers or Langoliers. I don't know how you say it. And it's all about this like time warp on a plane, and it's so good.
Really, that would not be on my.
It's so good. But apparently it's being made into a film. And this they made it into a TV series back in like 1995. But it's creepy and it's thrilling and it's everything you want it to be.
By the way, I still haven't watched the full plane disappearance documentary.
Oh my God, MH370, what happened?
Yeah, have you found bits of it?
Well, debris has been found.
Debris.
But I think it's pilot suicide.
It's got to be, hasn't it, really?
I think it has to be unless it's aliens.
Aliens?
Yeah. You heard of them? They're huge.
They're going to be huge in 10 years.
Okay, so let's get back into Nugget. Also, let us know, guys, what you think happened to MH370.
Yeah, please do. Because
tell us where it is. I've been obsessed with it ever since it happened. So, just thought I'd point and tell you that.
I was not, but until you told me about it, and then I watched it, and I was like, yeah, I'm in.
Where did that fucking plane go? 2014.
Where's that fucking plane
Into
go?
the Indian Ocean? Probably. I think the pilot must have done it. Anyway, the only thing that doesn't make sense about that is that he committed suicide for 6 hours.
Yeah, why would you do it? Unless you were kind of contemplating life, I suppose. Also, I hope when I die that it's in very mysterious ways.
Really?
And I kind of would like to plan it. Like, I'd like to get to, get to maybe 85.
Yeah.
And if I start losing, I mean, I'll lose my faculties way before then, but like if things start to go downhill, I'll hire someone to come and murder me, and I'll start doing really weird things beforehand, so that when I am dead, Netflix can make a documentary, and they'll be like, oh, why did she buy 76 copies of the Sun newspaper on that same day? Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
Why did she have a curry for lunch? You know what I mean? I'm going to do all the weird
and
things.
then what will happen is I'll be in a care home and I'll dig up this episode and I'll be like, you should watch episode 67 for a clue.
Why are you from
Because I
the
have
deep
moved
south?
to the Texas. All right.
This is a horrible noise. I'm so sorry, but that was me laughing. You've moved to the deep, to the Texas
I've
deep.
moved to the Texas.
To the Texas deep.
I've gone to the Texas to live out my twilight years.
Northern Carolina. That's where I'd like to go, I think.
North Carolina?
Yeah.
What the fuck happens in North Carolina?
No, it just sounds like somewhere that... Where was Steel Magnolias?
Magnolias?
Have you seen Steel Magnolias?
The way you're saying it is tripping me out.
Steel Magnolias.
It's not Magnolias.
It's Magnolias.
Magnolias. You're saying Magnolias.
Steel Magnolias.
You're crazy.
Anyway, have you seen it?
Can I carry on with no?
Rather than you fucking missing out, and I'd like to go and live there, please. Yes, carry on with your story.
I'm going to carry on with Nugget. So he's in Montana. For a long time, I stared out into the snowy darkness but couldn't see any movement. Then, just as I was about to turn away, I saw something lurch off to the right and disappear from view. Again, it was too dark to make out the animal, but it could have been anything. Maybe a coyote or something.
Sorry. Coyote.
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 It's a coyote.
It's C-O.
It's coyote. Do I have to get Google?
Coyote.
Do I have to get Google up?
I'm feeling coy.
Right.
Coyote.
Right. Coyote.
Coyote. Well, it's not C-A-Y, so why would it be K?
Oh, right, wait there. Wait there. No, I'm sorry.
Jesus.
I'm sorry. I'm not letting it go.
Says the woman who's high on cough syrup.
It's absolutely coyote.
Coyote.
Oh, thanks.
Thank you, Tim. Tim has just come over the thing and confirmed that it is coyote.
Tim's just come all over the thing.
So I went. Tim's come over the thing. So I went and found a coyote. Coyote.
Okay, well, whatever the fuck. What is a fucking coyote then?
It looks like a wolf.
Oh, cute. In the morning, as I was getting out of the shower, I glanced out the window and noticed tracks behind the garage. I couldn't tell what they were from the bathroom, so I got dressed, pulled on my coat and went outside. When I got up close, my heart practically stopped. They weren't tracks, they were footprints. Very small footprints.
Oh, like one of a boy with a nugget head.
Yeah, little nugget footies.
Little nugget prints.
Footprints.
Little nugget prints.
I followed them across the backyard, but they disappeared into the ditch out back. I stood there in the snow, not knowing what to do. What could I do? Call the cops and tell them I found footprints in the snow? The last couple of nights, I was too scared to leave my room. If it had been David out there in the snow, it meant that he could follow me anywhere, no matter where I moved. He could find me. I felt helpless. I flew back to New York the day after Christmas. Back in my apartment, it seemed like I was at square one yet again. I've tried everything I can think of. I've saged my apartment. I've hired a medium. Nothing's worked. And worse, I still feel him at night, watching me from different corners of my room, always getting closer and waking up right before something happens. For the past few nights, I've been using that app that takes photos every couple of minutes.
Oh, God.
But nothing has shown up. For whatever reason, it doesn't seem to work anymore, but I've left it running just in case. It's picked up absolutely nothing. Save for one thing.
Oh.
Last night, he was hovering over my bed.
This guy.
Staring down at me, his mouth moving faster than it should be.
What? I hate that.
It couldn't
Like
move.
a real little chatterbox.
Yeah, like a chatterboxy dummy. Like I'm imagining like a ventriloquist dummy with a misshapen head.
Oh, nugget head.
I couldn't move. I could only look up at him. Last night was particularly bad. I felt sick and had nightmares all night. I dreamt that David was hovering in the corner by the ceiling, far off the ground. He was mouthing something, but I couldn't hear any words. Suddenly, he plummeted downwards.
Oh, onto him.
And I felt this huge pressure crash into my chest. I woke up gasping. There's the cough.
Sorry.
The wind. Don't apologise for what is going on with you, okay? The wind completely knocked out of me. I sat up and looked around frantically, heaving for air, but there was nothing. When I caught my breath, I retrieved my phone from the dresser.
Sucker, zipper.
The photo roll showed nothing of note, save for the last I don't want to look at it.
I want to look at it.
I don't want to look at it.
Let's look at it first.
The photo roll showed nothing of note, save for the last photo taken just a moment before. Okay, do you want to have a look?
Yeah.
It looks like there's sort of like a possum in a fireplace.
Hang on. I don't understand what I'm looking at.
Can you see a little hand? There's a little hand in the fireplace.
I was seeing him hover.
No. That's minging, isn't it?
This guy is having us on.
He's having us on. He said, I don't know what to do. I'm at a loss here. I just don't know. I wasn't sure whether to tweet again. After what happened a couple of weeks ago, everything stopped. I wasn't having dreams anymore. I was feeling better. I was sleeping through the night. Actually, I was feeling great. I still do, but things have been sort of weird too. It's hard to explain. I'll try, but I don't know if any of it makes sense. Basically, as good as things have been for the past couple of weeks, I can't shake the feeling something's off. He always starts the same way. He's like, something's weird.
Yeah, because if this is real, you've seen ghosts. I think he's having us on, but scary nonetheless. So I do appreciate it, but I don't for 1 second believe this actually happened.
Okay. Okay.
More power to him though for giving it a bash.
I'm just scrolling through because I don't know whether this is like 2 years of tweets, and if it is, we just at some point we've got to say enough is enough. Oh, I think it's the end.
Well, that's the end.
Okay, so here we go. So, on Sunday, I opened Twitter intending to update you all that it was over, or at least I thought so. I just want things to go back to the way they were, and it seemed like they had. I was writing something to that effect when I noticed I had way more notifications than usual. I swiped to my mentions, and I saw that everyone was tweeting to me about something I'd posted to my Instagram story the day before, saying they saw something weird. The stories are expired now, but I have screenshots, and I don't know how to explain it. Long story short, I went to brunch on Saturday with a friend. Stunning. There's a photo of his eggs, and they look good. Poached sourdough.
Oh, no.
Why?
No avo.
Oh, I like the avo.
Poached eggs on toast, though. Delicious.
I'm going to have eggs when we're done with this. Long story short, I went to brunch on Saturday with a friend. I posted a few photos to my story, and they were fairly unremarkable. Here's the first two I posted, totally dumb and normal, and it's eggs and his mate having a mimosa. They're boring brunch photos. I posted one more photo of me and my friend before leaving, and that was that. But the next day, I had a zillion messages about the third photo I posted. People had taken screenshots and sent them to me. And it's just a normal photo of him and his friend. I have no clue what happened. It looked perfectly fine on my phone when I uploaded it. I'd say it was just a glitch, but I can't make sense of what's happening with my face. Oh, okay. When you look at it, one eye is melted off his face. Can you see?
Yes, I can. That's weird.
That is weird. So one eye's just kind of sunken in its socket down into his face. Maybe I can. I know what it looks like. Well, it probably is, but I don't know if I care anymore. I really just want things to be normal, and I think things to feel normal. I don't know. I guess I'll keep you updated if something else happens. I know what it looks like, what it probably is, but I don't care. I'll keep you updated. I've just repeated myself, and then I don't know what's that. I don't know, like it. What is it? No, it's just. He's put everything is fine. Please don't worry about me. I'm okay, and everything will be like it was before. For everyone asking if I'm alive, I'm doing okay. It's been pretty quiet around here, and I've been trying to focus on work. Of course, I'll keep you updated if anything strange happens, but for now, I'm staying busy with drawing another project.
Or David's killed him, he's under the floorboards, and now David's using his Twitter and selling pictures of his little ghost feet on OnlyFans.
Yes, it's actually fucking Nugget on OnlyFans.
Ghost feet.
Ghost feet for the lads.
Well, that was quite the journey, wasn't it? We went on, but some very scary moments. Those pictures were quite terrifying.
Yeah, I think that was the biggest scare. Well, that concludes Dear David, and I hope you enjoyed it.
I thoroughly enjoyed myself.
Good. What a series. Have you got a little story?
I've got a little story
Yes,
for
please.
you. It's not very
Yes.
long, but it just kind of gave me the willies. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, go on.
Gave me the willies. All right, so I'm not going to do this accent because I sound like Deirdre Rashid.
I don't know who that is.
That's not a name anymore, is it? Deirdre Barlow from Coronation Street.
I don't watch it.
She used to be Deirdre Rashid. Anyway, big glasses, annoying neck. Okay. You never expect scary stories to be true until it happens to you. Oh, poem. My best friend, we'll call her Jess, came home for a break from her university and she brought her roommate with her since she's never been to California. Let's call her roommate Kai. Now, myself and Jess have been into scary things ever since we met freshman year in high school. It's like me and you, innit? We were particularly interested in this castle called Preston Castle that was located in a neighbouring city. I don't know if you've noticed, but I'm a bit castle heavy at the minute.
Yeah, no, it's a castle era.
Preston Castle is a reform school for boys. It hasn't been in use since 1960 because the castle is supposedly haunted. It's been said that one of the boys killed their housekeeper, Anna Corbin. It's a real thing. Look it up. And now Anna and a few of the boys haunt the castle. Even the TV show Ghost Hunters did an episode on the creepy castle.
Well, it must be haunted.
Well, we should go.
Yeah.
We should go. Now, I've been interested in this castle since I developed a love for scary things. In fact, I was so interested in this castle that I've convinced my criminology class in high school to take a tour there. It's not unusual for tours to take place there because every October the castle will put on a haunted house where they'll decorate it and hide and jump out at you. It's actually scary. I've taken the tour 3 times and I plan to go again this month. The point is that I've been to this castle a lot, whether it was legally or illegally. First things first, the castle sits on a hill and overlooks a ghost town. It's a small neighbourhood where the maids and prison guards would stay. I've walked through this neighbourhood before and it definitely has creepy vibes. Windows have been smashed, doors have been boarded up and spray painted. Uninhabitable. What does that mean? That's a very polite...
If a place is uninhabitable, you can't live in it.
No, I know that, but it sounds like a... Yep. It sounds like a really, polite graffiti. Not like, your mum's dirtier than this house.
Yeah.
Uninhabitable, fuckers.
Yeah.
Your mum's
Hygiene
cracks.
rating 1.
Your mum's crack's bigger than the one in this window. You know what I mean? That's the UK.
It sounds like you've done this before.
I've done one. No, I have never graffitied.
I totally mansplained you there, didn't I?
Yeah, you Susie-splained.
Yeah, Susie-splained.
Now, this ghost town is really important, so keep it in mind. Flashback to Jess, Kai and I sitting in Jess's living room, and it's about 2 a.m. We're telling Kai scary stories when Jess and I get this crazy idea to take her to Preston Castle. It's only an hour's drive, so why not? We pack flashlights and head out of town.
Sorry, this is Preston Castle in Preston. Is
no,
this the UK?
I feel like
America?
this is America.
Okay, America. Okay, just freshman.
It's freshman in a town, small town.
Yeah, okay, fine.
Sweet Home, Alabama. We pack flashlights and drive out of the town alone. We hop into my car, I'm driving, Kai's sitting in the passenger seat and Jess is sitting behind me. As we pull up to the castle, I immediately get a sick feeling in my stomach. Mind you, I've been on tours and I've come to the castle countless number of times, but I've never felt this bad about it. The original plan was to get out of the car and walk around. As I drove up to that driveway, I just kept getting sicker and sicker. But Mama didn't raise no bitch.
Lovely.
My mum absolutely does. She raised a whip. So if the girls were going to get out, then so was I. As I get to the top of the driveway, I hear Jess say, "Hey guys, I really don't want to get out," which made me feel very relieved. So we decide just to sit in the car and shine our flashlights out of the window. After Kai had seen enough, I turn around and start driving back towards the ghost town. We noticed a cat crossing the street, so I stopped to let it pass. Real quick, when you drive away from the castle and back down the driveway, the ghost town is to the left of you. The way the cat crossed the street had our heads turned in the direction of the ghost town. Just so you know where they're looking. So being the girls we are, for some reason I thought that this was a bloke. I don't know why. So being the girls we are, we're shining our flashlights on this cat and we're oohing and ahhing. But then something down the road, about 15 yards behind the cat, catches my eye. It's crossing the street. At this point, I didn't know if my mind was playing tricks on me or what, so I kept my flashlight on the cat, but I didn't take my eyes away from this thing I was looking at. But what I saw still gives me the creeps to this day. At first, I thought it was an animal, but as my eyes adjusted, I saw that it was actually a human. It looked like a shadow, but I couldn't see its rib cage, and it had abnormally long arms and legs. The way it was walking still brings tears to my eyes. I'm not sure why. Maybe it was
You know when your eyes
emotional.
prick with fear?
Do you cry when you get scared?
If I'm really scared, my eyes water.
When have you ever been in that situation, though?
No, I mean, I can't really think of anything recently.
I mean, if I actually did see a ghost, I probably would cry.
I'm trying to think, when was the last time you were really fucking scared?
Well, I had to go and stay at my fucking friend's house the other night because I was shit.
What?
I'll tell you in a second after I finish the story, but this is fucking weird. Remind me to tell you
Okay.
this. Okay, so it looked like a shadow. I could see its ribcage and it had abnormally long arms and legs. The way it was walking still brings tears to my eyes. It was hunched over in a plank and walked on all fours.
Oh.
What does that mean?
That's like a move you do at F45.
At what?
You know that hit class place?
No.
It's like
Do you look like I fucking get... I'm literally dying.
It's like that sounds like you get on all fours, but your knees can't touch the ground.
I think that might be what it is. Yeah.
But it's like a move.
What a plank?
Well, it's kind of. But what they do, they get you to move. They get you to like crawl, but your knees can't touch the ground,
yeah,
so you're like
I have
sucking
done
your
that
core
before.
up.
That's
It's
fucking horrible.
awful. It's really hard. So maybe this is like quite a
That's what this
exercise
person's
maniac
doing. Maybe
ghost. Yeah.
By the way it moved, it was like an army crawl, but about 1.5 feet off the ground. It moved extremely slow and took its time with every step. I watched it for about a minute and it only really took 2 slow steps. I was in shock. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I remember being mesmerised and I had tunnel vision, and Jess and Kai started to turn around like Charlie Brown's teacher. I don't know what that means.
No, I don't.
And then reality hit. I heard Jess say clear as day, wait a second, and I watched terrified as her flashlight moved from the cat over to the creature I was looking at. I heard Jess scream, and then I started to scream because it finally hit me. What I was seeing wasn't in my head. Jess saw it too. This thing turned its head to us, and I wish I had something more scary to say, but the truth is, as soon as I saw it, I drove off. I didn't even stop to see stop at the stop sign and fear that this thing could actually be fast and was chasing us. I drove until I hit a well-lit gas station and stopped there to catch my breath. Unfortunately, that's where the story ends. I had my theory of what it was. It could have been a naked man on drugs, but it doesn't explain the abnormally long limbs. Naked man on drugs. I don't know if I've ever seen one of those. It wasn't until I was talking to a family relative and what she said scared me to death. She said, you know when demons inhabit a body, it's like a newborn baby. It doesn't know how to walk and it can't fit into the body until it becomes comfortable in its newfound skin. That could explain why it was crawling so strangely and why it had longer limbs. You can believe the story or not, but I swear to you that I am not lying about that night.
Oh my god.
It's a bit spooky, isn't it?
The Preston Demon.
The Preston Demon, yeah.
Who's doing some bloody bear crawls.
Yeah.
Army style. Sounds fit.
So,
Oh, yeah, what happened?
parents are on holiday, right? I'm in the fucking haunted house, as usual. Parents are on holiday. I won't stay there on my own because of what happened last time. So, Millie and Freddie came round one day. That night, I was going to go round to Matt and Stephen's to stay there because I was too scared to stay on my own. So, Freddie is obsessed with doing beep beep, so I have to go and sit in the car with him and he'll pretend to drive the car. So, as we sat in the car, my car's parked in front of like the massive dining room bay window.
Mm-hmm.
Sun's shining, so I can kind of see the reflection, and Freddie's waving at something in the window, in the dining room window.
Yeah.
So I see the door open, and I think, oh, Millie's walked in. Millie's his mum, my sister. She's coming from the kitchen to, wave at him, whatever. And he went, hello, mummy. Hello, mummy.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Waving like, hello, mummy. We go back in. She hasn't moved. She was like, no, I haven't been in.
What?
I haven't been into the dining room. And I think I would, I think I would be able to tell if Millie was like, also Millie gets really scared. So I don't think she'd want to. But how fucking spooky is
So
that?
what the fuck?
Hello, mummy. And he says mummy to anyone with dark hair, because Millie's got dark hair.
So you saw someone with just dark hair in your
He says
dining room?
anyone with dark hair. Moana calls mummy. She's thrilled with that, by the way. But like...
Who, Moana?
No, Millie. It's mummy. She's like, yeah, I'll take that. Yeah. Anything with dark hair. Or blonde hair, he says Hannah.
No way. Well, I'm Rory.
You're Rory, yeah.
Which
But,
one?
hello, mummy.
That's really creepy.
Something with dark hair.
Oh my Oh, something's in your house, mate.
There's fucking something in that house.
Yeah, I think your house actually is haunted.
There's something weird going on.
Yeah, especially because it's got the modern vibe against the sort of Victorian house vibe.
And with the attic and the cellar.
No, I think there's something there. I'm actually too scared
there was no way. I had to go and stay at Stephen King. Couldn't stay there.
Yeah. I'll never be able to stay there again.
Should we do a creep of the week?
Can I do a little story?
Yes.
Okay. One more littly. Okay. So, I like to go paddleboarding by myself, especially during the summer months. West of my hometown, there's this remote lay-by just off the motorway, and past some picnic tables through a little stretch of forest, there's a lake hardly anyone knows about. Every few weeks, I'll get the itch and carry a paddle and a board down to the water. Then I'll float around, enjoying the sound of waves crashing against shore for hours on end. It's perfect, like a little slice of heaven carved out just for me. The only problem is sometimes other people ruin my plans.
Classic, yeah. Preach.
Take last week. As I lay flat on my stomach, mesmerised by the sunbeams sparkling across the surface of the water, this black speck appeared over on the lakeside. I got to my knees and cupped my hand against the setting sun. An intruder had stepped out of the underbrush. A real hulk of a guy. He shuffled over towards my clothes, which were in a crumpled heap on the embankment, and his eyes crawled all over me, even from a distance.
Dirty bastard.
I caught a bad vibe.
Yeah.
All my valuables, phone, keys, wallet, were safely tucked away inside a waterproof pack attached to the back of the board, so I steered in circles for a while, watching the creep from the corner of my eye. He shouted something, although his voice didn't carry far enough to hear. I gave a half-assed wave, hoping he'd take the hint. But in my gut, I already knew what sort of bastard I was dealing with. I mean, those sorts of negative experiences were the whole reason I needed to get out there and clear my mind in the first place. Phone signal dropped the second you step into the forest, so calling for help wasn't an option. Aside from the beach, most of the lake was surrounded by steep rocky slope. An Olympic climber could maybe scramble up using the exposed roots, but if I gave it a go, either my grip would give out or a dirt clod would become loose. Then I'd topple. Dirt clod.
Dirt clod.
You're a fucking dirt clod.
This episode is sponsored by Dirt Plug.
Dirt plug.
Dirt clod.
Dirt clod.
That's a fun word to say, clod.
It is clod. Either my grip would give out or a dirt clod would become loose. Then I'd topple backwards onto a jagged rock and snap every bone in my body. The simple fact is there was only one way in or out. 5 minutes passed. 10. 20. Now and again, fish leapt into the air. Then a black shape caught my attention and circled my position before plunging into the depths. The lake was so deep, only a trained diver could reach the bottom in a single breath. If I squinted, I could make out a wriggly movement way down there, like a tightly packed cluster of kelp, the thin tendrils swaying in the current. As it grew darker, I got chillier and chillier. The fatigue sure didn't help either. Soon the muscles in my arms were screaming. Meanwhile, the man just stood there. Staying out there all night seemed like a surefire way to catch pneumonia, and in his raincoat and hiking boots, the guy sure didn't look like he was in a hurry. Left with no other choice, I rode towards the bank. Not too close, but close enough to speak with him. Also, I know what you're thinking, but there was no point trying to run. Between the embankment and my car, there was a maze of jagged nettles and criss-crossed branches with sharp ends. That's one hell of a gauntlet to run barefoot. The distance between me and the man shrunk to the length of a volleyball net. Even in the dying light, I could see hairs plastered against his forehead in sweaty tangles. I rode along on the back of a few limp waves. "Evening, darling."
Oh, fuck off.
He yelled. I nodded. "Bit late for surfing, isn't it? You must be freezing in that tight swimsuit."
Oh, God.
I let myself drift around a bit. "Pretty peaceful here, huh? And it's one hell of a view," he said, viewing my body. "You out here by yourself?" "No, my boyfriend's with me. He just went for a hike."
My big bastard boyfriend.
Yeah,
who's
who's
gonna
not been
cut you
here
up.
for 4 hours.
Yeah.
He just went for a hike. "Oh, is that right? You know, you ought to be more careful about leaving your stuff behind. Some thief might have pinched it." The wind cranked up a notch. Along the coast, tree limbs scraped together roughly. "What's the matter? Don't want to talk?" he asked in a clipped way that made it clear he was pissed off.
No, I don't.
"No, thanks. It's rude to ignore people. I was just trying to be nice. Why don't you come over and say hi?"
No, thank you.
I kept myself from getting dragged to shore with carefully timed dips of the paddle. "You think I'm some kind of pervert or something? You think I'm going to hurt you?"
Yes. Exactly what I think.
"I didn't say that." "Then why not come over?"
Because you're a pervert who wants to hurt me.
Because I don't know you. That ugly blob of a face grinned, revealing all these rotten molars.
I'm just imagining him as Ray Winston.
Yeah, fucking grim.
Winstone, even.
You're right. That was rude. I'm Desi, but you can call me DJ. He
No
waited,
thanks.
then added, well, aren't you going to tell me your name? For a moment, there was no sound except the wind. Against my wet skin, it cut right to the bone. Aren't you coming in yet? You don't want to catch a cold? I'll take my chances. He spat at me, although the wad fell well short. A long runner of milky drool hung from the corner of his mouth. Stretching out, he wiped it away. Listen, I'm not leaving until you do the ladylike thing and introduce yourself. Just leave me alone. I'm a complete pacifist, so I'd given the idiot every opportunity to walk away. I
hope she kills him.
The last thing I wanted was for somebody to get hurt, believe me. His hand reached into the water and made sloshing waves. The board thrashed around, its left side dipping below the surface several times, and I had trouble staying upright. Desi said, you know this is a dangerous place, right? Pretty little thing like you out here all alone. You might get grabbed by Sinking Suzie. And it's spelled S-U-Z-I-E.
Is
like
this
me.
why you've picked this one?
Well, I just read it.
Oh, you didn't know?
Oh, fuck. Why does it keep going on?
I want Desi dead and disemboweled.
Yeah, same.
Disemboweled dead
Oh
Desi.
my God. You might get grabbed by Sinking Suzie.
Oh, God.
That caught my attention. Desi, delighted to finally have an audience, said, loads of folks. They set out for a nice little walk here. They stumble across the lake, think they'd like to take a little dip to cool off. Then bam, Suzie gets them. He waited to see whether I'd take the bait. I didn't, although he pressed on anyway. See, Suzie lived here with her husband. Suzie lived here with her husband. He was a fisherman, so he'd be away for weeks. And Suzie kept herself busy with these nature walks. She liked the fresh air, you see.
He's horrible.
But one day, she goes for a walk and hears giggling. And when she gets closer, she realises it's her husband rolling around with another lady.
Oh, no.
Ah, Suzie, I'm traumatised.
Yeah,
for
fair
you.
enough then.
Pretty little blonde thing, kind of like you. So Suzie parks herself beside a tree and cries and cries and cries until the couple have their fun, and then she goes and stands by the water all heartbroken. She doesn't want to live anymore, so she fills her pockets with rocks.
Don't do it, Suzie, not for a man.
No, you're better than him and his bit on the side.
Just become a lesbian.
Yeah. She doesn't want to live anymore, so she fills her pockets with rocks and walks out and lets herself sink. But that's not the worst part.
Oh.
He paused for a dramatic effect. Because Suzie drowns, but she doesn't die. She's cursed now, which means she's stuck lurking underwater, pulling any beautiful young thing who might have been her husband's lover down to a watery grave. So you see, you really should have come in before dark, or you're going to be having sushi for dinner.
What?
I don't know what that was about.
What a weird comment.
He's a dickhead.
Yeah.
I was out of options until now. I played possum, hoping he'd lose
Also, he sounds like
interest.
Sweeney Todd.
Yeah, let's do the I was out of options, but he just kept pushing and pushing as the frustration welled up inside me, mixing with the fatigue. Something snapped and I yelled, "What the fuck's your problem?
Yeah.
Why can't you piss off and
Yeah.
leave me alone?" Desi's eyes widened. Even still, he kept a lid on that temper. In a patronising voice, he said, "I wasn't trying to scare you. I just hate anything bad to happen, that's all."
Oh, fuck off.
Another gust of wet air carried his foul breath towards me, overpowering the rich, leafy scent of the pine. Gagging, I said, "Thanks, but I'd rather take my chances with Suzie." Good fucking call.
Thank you, yeah.
Always take your chances with Suzie. Lol.
That's Susie's Tinder advert.
Yeah, yeah. I'm going to
Swipe
take
left
that
to
little...
take your chance with Susie.
Thanks, but I'd rather take my chances with Suzie. What did you eat for lunch? Dog shit.
Oh, that shouldn't have. That is like such a shit comeback, but also
so
really
good.
funny.
In the moment, she's done pretty well to
it's
come
funny,
out with that.
Yeah.
Beneath Desi's coat, there was a large hunting knife strapped to his waist. He grabbed it from the holster and picked at his long yellow
This
fingernails.
is yet another man who expects that he can get whatever kind of interaction off a woman he wants just because he's a fucking man.
Ugh, get in the fucking lake. Then he angled the edge of the blade so that the last slither of sunlight blinded me. You know, if you're going to be a bitch, maybe I should come over there and teach you some
Oh,
manners.
fuck off.
Shielding my eyes from the light, I said, "What are you going to do? Breathe on me?"
Yeah.
I love this woman. That sure set him off. Desi wrestled off his boots, hopping from leg to leg, then shed his jacket. It was never my intention to rile him up. I just wasn't thinking clearly. As he stepped into the water, his jaw clenched because of the biting cold. "Let's see how funny you are once I cut that fucking tongue out." I pushed as fast as I could, heart slamming against my chest. My attacker shuffled after me, submerged up to his waist until he was far out enough to start swimming. No matter how hard my arms worked, I didn't seem to move very fast at all. Within seconds, Desi's strokes were so close they made frothing waves which splashed across my back. Every few seconds he lunged or swiped at the board, rocking it from side to side. I gritted my jaw tight and put everything into paddling. I swear I paddled as hard as I could in my exhausted state. Soon, he got a hand on the board and held it in place. Using the wide end of the paddle, I cracked him across the top of the head. Furious, he tilted the board's tail sideways, hurling me overboard. The water hit worse than an ice bath. I must have swallowed half the lake in 3 giant gulps. When I resurfaced, sputtering, Desi's hand clamped tight around my neck from behind, and then he dragged me back in the direction of the embankment. "What's the matter?" he asked, his mouth pressed up against my left ear. "You've lost your sense of humour." As ripples coursed through the water, cutting back and forth, an enormous sense of relief washed over me. Through chattering teeth, I said, "You know, Desi, you had the Suzie story all wrong." "Is that right?" he asked, still swimming. "You were right about her husband cheating, but Suzie didn't kill herself.
No.
Her husband did it." "Why? Was she such a stupid bitch she couldn't take a compliment?" "She found them, her husband, plus the girl. But her husband was furious he got caught, so he bashed her head in with a rock and dumped the body." "Now there's an idea. But that's bad news for you," I gasped, because Sinking Suzie does haunt this place. "I think it's about time you shut the fuck..." Desi stopped swimming and looked down at his legs. I did too. Wrapped around his ankle, there was a hand, a withered hand, bleached white except for where the flesh had rotted away, exposing a deep, hectic red.
Gorgeous.
Attached to it was a mummified figure, barely visible in the gloom.
Stunning.
I could make out a bundle of barnacles covering a skull with a dented left side. In place of a nose and eyes and lips, there were sunken caverns, the features eaten away by fish and rot long ago. It was a living corpse. It was the spirit of the lake. It was Sinking Suzie. While Desi floated there terrified, I bit into the soft flesh of his hand. The second he let go, I pushed my feet into his chest and kicked away. Desi got reeled away, arms flailing in every direction, desperate for something, anything to latch onto. Within seconds, he'd zipped 50 metres, alternating between screaming and gurgling. Each time a fresh wave slapped him across the face. In the centre of the lake, he spun round and round as if circling a drain before disappearing in a hissing column of foam. A steady stream of bubbles rose, and I floated there watching until the final one went pop. It was over. Desi'd become another of the figures trapped down there, arms floating above his head, fingers swaying against the current, the latest link in a long chain of Susie's victims. I swam back to the embankment, alone at long last. I towelled myself off. By the time I'd pulled on my sweater, my board and paddle had drifted over, by pure chance, as if guided by invisible hands. Then I set off home, already planning my next trip. I swear I only go out there for the peace and quiet. I'm shocked as anybody when the trip turns violent.
Oh, very good.
So, Suzie to the rescue.
Look at classic, absolutely classic.
Guys, that's the end of our episode.
Thank you so much for joining us, everybody.
Do remember that we're on tour, so get yourself a ticket.
Come and get yourselves a ticket.
Do not miss out on our live show because it's going to be batshit and chaos and so spooky.
See you later, guys.
And remember to join us on patreon.com/Ghost Huns. We love you guys.
Bye.
Bye.